Good morning, Dulwich Village Infant School. I wonder if some of you are feeling a bit sleepy this morning because you stayed up to watch the football last night, or perhaps you found out the school when you woke up this morning. Well, this morning we're going to be thinking a little bit about new beginnings, because for many of you, you're getting ready for a new beginning. If you're in reception, you're getting ready for a new beginning in year 1. If you're in year 1, you're getting ready for a new beginning in year 2 in September. And if you're in year 2, you're getting ready to move to the next school. Maybe you're going to the hamlet for year 3 in September. So we're going to be thinking a little bit about new beginnings. And I wonder if you'd like to pause the video now and share with the person sitting next to you one thing that you're looking forward to about your new beginning. One thing that you're looking forward to about the new beginning in September. Well, I wonder what answers you gave. I wonder what you're looking forward to about your new beginning in September. Well, this term in our assemblies, we have been thinking about saints, particularly saints who have looked after the environment. But today we're going to be thinking about a new saint, Saint Paul. And we're going to be thinking about Saint Paul who had a new beginning. St. Paul had a new beginning. He had a change of heart, a new beginning, and he became a different person. So we're going to read together the story of St. Paul. The story of St. Paul. Well, the temple leaders were very jealous of all the people following Jesus. They had many put in prison. Some of them were even killed. The believers were especially afraid of one man. His name was Saul. One day, Saul was on his way to arrest Jesus' followers in Damascus. Suddenly, he fell to the ground, blinded by a brilliant light. And he heard a voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why are you attacking me?" It was Jesus speaking to him. For 3 days Saul was blind and he did not eat or drink. On the 4th day he had a change of heart. Now Saul believed that Jesus was the Son of God, and so Saul was baptized, and he changed his name to Paul. Paul wrote many letters to encourage the new churches in distant lands. Many people asked Paul questions, including what was most important to God. Paul answered, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. But what is love? They asked Paul. Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not envy or boast. It does not be arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. Love rejoices not in wrongdoing, but in truth and justice and forgiveness. So that was the story of St. Paul. St. Paul was someone who was not very kind, and then one day he had a change of heart, he had a new beginning, and he began to be very, very kind to everyone, and he believed always in love. So St. Paul had a new beginning. He even changed his name from Saul to Paul. And so, as we think about your new beginnings in September, as you move up to the next class in your school, I wondered whether you might like to pause the video now and talk to the person next to you about one thing that you'd like to do differently in your new beginning, one thing you'd like to do differently. Maybe you'd like to try harder to listen in the class because you find that a little bit tricky. Or maybe you'd like to try harder with your handwriting. Maybe you'd like to try harder in art or try harder at a sport. So why don't you pause the video now and turn to the person next to you and talk about one thing you'd like to do differently in your new beginning in September. I wonder what answers you gave. I wonder what new thing you would like to do differently in September. Perhaps you can continue to think about that over the coming weeks. And we pray that God might give you the strength to do that new thing differently that you'd like to do in September. Have a great day at school today.